All right, let's get real for a second. Do you ever feel like you're just going through the motions on a customer call? Well, today we're going to change all that. We are going to build your expert toolkit, literally, piece by piece, so you have all the skills you need to not just handle a conversation, but to totally master it.
So, think about this for a second. What's the real difference between a call that just solves a problem and one that actually creates a loyal customer for life? You know, a real fan of your brand. What's that secret ingredient that makes it all click?
You guessed it. The answer is soft skills. And look, this isn't just about knowing your product inside and out. That's a given. This is about being human. It's all about your ability to connect with someone, to really understand where they're coming from, and to communicate in a way that works. This is, without a doubt, the foundation of the entire toolkit we're putting together today.
And why does this matter so much? Well, because the impact is immediate and you can actually measure it. I mean, when your soft skills get better, you solve problems way more efficiently. The quality of your service, it goes way up. And those super important customer satisfaction scores, your CSAT ratings, yep, they go up too. It's a straight line from how you talk to someone to how successful you are.
Okay, so the very first tool we're going to drop into our kit is all about mastering your tone. I want you to think of it like the music playing behind your words, because honestly, especially when you're not face-to-face, how you say something can be way more powerful than what you're actually saying.
And this is just so true, isn't it? Your tone is basically a shortcut to emotion. It can instantly tell someone, hey, I'm calm and I'm here to help. Or it can scream, I'm rushed and totally annoyed. It sets the whole vibe for the entire conversation before you've even started to fix the problem.
And you know what the best part is? This is all super practical stuff you can do right now. Think about modulating your tone. It's the difference between sounding like you're actually engaged and, well, sounding like a robot. And your pitch? Gotta watch that. Too high, and you might sound anxious. Too low, and you can sound bored. And oh man, your pace is so critical. Speak too fast, you sound rushed. Too slow, and you might sound like you have no idea what you're talking about. The goal is to find that perfect sweet spot. Calm, confident, and totally in control.
All right, so we've set the stage with our tone. Now let's add the 3 skills that make up the real core of our toolkit. Seriously, this is how we go from just talking at a customer to actually connecting with them. First up, we have active listening. And let's be crystal clear here. This is not just about waiting for your turn to talk. Not at all. It's about being 100% present in that conversation, tuning in not just to the words they're saying, but to the emotion and the real meaning behind those words.
You know, when you practice true active listening, something pretty amazing happens. It just instantly builds trust. You can literally feel a customer's frustration levels start to drop the second they realize, wow, this person is actually hearing me. And that's when you can cut through all the noise, get to the real issue, and yeah, solve it a whole lot faster.
Okay, our next tool is acknowledgement. This is that verbal signal you send to the customer that basically says, hey, I heard you and what you're saying is important. You can think of it as the bridge that connects listening to solving the problem.
Acknowledgement is all about validating their experience. It can be super simple phrases, right? Like, I can totally understand how frustrating that must be. Or, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. Just saying that can completely change the whole dynamic of a call. It's such a powerful way to start building that trust and rapport.
And that brings us to our third core skill, and it's a big one, empathy. This is the ability to not just understand, but to genuinely connect with what the customer is feeling, and then let that guide what you do next.
Now, this right here is a really crucial distinction to make. Sympathy, that's feeling for someone. It can almost come across as pity, But empathy, that's about feeling with someone. It's about actually putting yourself in their shoes to get why they might be feeling that way. It's the massive difference between saying, oh, that's too bad, and saying, wow, I can really see why that would be so upsetting. See the difference? One creates distance, but the other, it creates a really powerful connection. So, let's recap. We have our foundational tools, right? A controlled tone, active listening, acknowledgement, and empathy. Now, let's put them to the test. How do we use all of these together when the pressure is really on and a conversation starts to get, difficult? And here it is, the challenge that every single one of us in customer service faces. The angry customer, the frustrated customer, the just plain upset customer. This, my friends, is the ultimate test for your new toolkit. And in these moments, let me tell you, the stakes are incredibly high. Getting this wrong isn't just about one bad call. Oh no. It can totally damage trust in the entire brand, it can lead to those dreaded social media complaints, and it can absolutely sink your performance metrics.
This is exactly why you can't just wing it. You need a solid, reliable process. And here is that exact process. This is how you put your entire toolkit into action. First, you actively listen. I mean, really listen. Give them the space to explain everything. Then, you acknowledge their feelings, and you show that empathy we talked about. Now, the next step is absolutely crucial. You take ownership. You assure them, I am here to solve this, even if you weren't the one who caused the problem. This is the path to de-escalating all that tension and finding a real, actual solution.
And just like that, there you have it. We've gone all the way from the foundations to some pretty advanced skills. So let's take one last look at the powerful, complete toolkit that you now have ready to go.
First up, you've got active listening. Think of this as your radar. It's what lets you tune in and figure out what's really going on with your customer. Next in your kit, you have acknowledgement. This is that all-important bridge you build to the customer, showing them, hey, I'm on your side and I'm ready to help.
And right at the heart of it all, we have empathy. This is the magic ingredient, really. It's what transforms a simple transaction into a genuine human connection. It reminds the customer that there's a real person on the other end of the line who actually cares. And finally, your master skill, objection handling. Now, this isn't really a separate tool. It's what happens when you use all the other tools together in perfect harmony to navigate those tough challenges and turn a conflict into a real resolution. And this is the key takeaway today. With this toolkit, you're not just a problem solver anymore. You are a relationship builder. You are now capable of creating real customer loyalty in every single interaction. So as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with one last question to think about. You have the full toolkit right in front of you. Which one of these tools are you going to pick up and start mastering first?